Lance Flair signing in. To my subscribers, what up? And if you're new around these parts, just stopping by to see how I do things around here, what up, what up? And we go get right into it. Mal from the Rory and Mal show that shook up the internet. He said Andre 3000, one of the most overrated rappers. And I was thinking, woo, man, he definitely went in. And when I think of Andre 3000, I don't disrespect his talent level or his pen, because I think he one of the GOATs when it comes to just skill level and what he's capable of doing. But my point of view is, when I think of the top MCs, because he said something about like the top 5, which sometimes to me personally, just my outlook on it is you gotta put in a lot of output. And when I think of that, Lil Wayne has 14 albums, LL Cool J has 14 albums, Nas has 14 albums, Jay-Z has 13 albums, Scarface has 11 albums, Snoop Dogg has 21 albums. I think Big Daddy Kane has like 7 albums. So just getting in front of guys like that for those top 5 spots, that'd be hard to do. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you got MCs that you like and you know who's very hot to you. And would you put someone who really don't have a real studio album over those type of guys who, or those type of MCs who put in the blood, sweat, equity, releasing multiple albums or just putting a lot of time? Because yeah, I think his talent level is, you know, he could compete with a lot of the MCs that I named when it comes to just skill level. But when it comes in the studio, just writing your verses and having to worry about your one verse or your verse and a half, it's different from going into a studio. And back in the day, these people put out like 3-verse songs. So just imagine every song like 3 verses. So look, 1 verse, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Like when you're doing all them songs, like that's taking a lot of output and a lot of energy just to be able to do that. But when you in the duo, you able to get your duo, the person you with, they got a verse, you have a verse, then y'all have a bridge and a hook or something like that, or a verse and a half. That's still like, you know, that's a little different from going in there and everything relying on you and your output. And that's just what I said, and that's the way I look at it as, because I know like when I was in college and when I was younger, Andre 3000, man, he would hop on these tracks with a lot of the artists that he just had the best verse. So I'm not saying anything about his talent and his skill level. I just think he chased it a different way than a lot of the MCs did. Because like when I think of people like Jay-Z, he was fighting and clawing to prove like, yo, I'm the best rapper. You know, I'm supposed to be number 1 on everybody's list. We'll see what happened when I no longer exist. Like, you know, he proving it. Like, yo, I'm the best. You hear Wayne, best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. Like, you know, they fighting and clawing, trying to get to the top to prove like, yo, I'm that number 1 dude. But when it came to Dre 3000, I never got that from him. Like, I hear them crazy verses from him and he just a snap. But I do know like when he was like in his prime, I was a lot younger, so maybe y'all could school me in the comments where, you know, if he was more competitive. But that's just my take on it. And plus, like, I think when it come to rap, it need to be more categories, because, man, it need to be like rock. The way they got punk rock, classic rock, alternative rock. They got so many sections, because sometimes when I look at these award shows, when it come to rap, ain't no way some of these people supposed to be in the same category with Nas. And it's not that they're not talented, but it's just like, it's different. So like these lyrical miracle rappers, you shouldn't be competing with the trendy rappers, because y'all don't make the same thing. So if you on a commercial stage, yeah, the trendy rapper more than likely probably go win that award over the lyrical miracle person. But if they had like most lyrical artists and they had the criteria and they critiqued from that, that's different. Because when we put this best rapper everybody in this pot, if you rhyme words, if you doing multi-syllables, if you doing one syllable, if you rapping about this or rapping about everybody in this pot who rhyming words, but it just needs to be a little different. Plus, like when I look at Outkast, I rate hip hop, I rate music like wrestling. When I think of Outkast, I view them as one of the greatest duos of all time, behind my favorite group, Mobb Deep, but that's a later discussion. But I look at them as like one of the best tag teams. Like, you know, when I think of tag team wrestling, some of my favorite tag teams and the greatest tag teams to me was what? The Legion of Doom, definitely. That was like top tier. And the Legion of Doom, yeah, they very talented and they do their thing. I used to get excited when, you know, they put one person on the shoulders and the other dude jump off the ropes, knock them off. But can I put the Legion of Doom in front of Stone Cold as being the best wrestler? No. Can I put the Legion of Doom in front of The Rock? No. Can I put the Legion of Doom in front of Ric Flair? No. And their talent level is, you know, great and they can compete, but man, that's just what I think when it comes to, like, you know, rap. It's different tiers. And when some people put out so much output, like if we doing for that 5 spot, Andre 3000, I don't think he could beat out a person who got like 13 albums, like solo albums. But like if we just talking about like, all right, if we just talking about like best lyricists and we just going off lyrics, all right, and we evaluate from this criteria, all right, then he could win and get into it them ways. But it's hard for me to put people over people who got so much output for being a solo artist and always, you know, showed they was coming for that #1 spot. Let me know below in the comments. It's a party down there in the comments, so meet me down there. Do you agree with what I'm saying? What you think about what Mal said? Better yet, is Andre 3000 in your top 5? Let's get down there and let's get it going. Until next time, peace.